getting ready for your next event, whether it's in person, hybrid, or virtual, and you're looking for some tips about how to manage your event team, well, I'm going to break down some of my go-to tips when I have to manage a team, and this can be anything from the team you're dealing with just the day of to the couple weeks leading up to it and anything in between. And I made this video because I feel like there's a lot of management books out there about long-term management strategies, but these are 4 tips that I utilize all the time when I have to quickly meet new people, learn how to manage them, execute an event, and then that's it. Before we jump into it, I'm Logan Clements, freelance event producer, and I do want to remind you to like, subscribe, turn on that little notification bell so you get notified every single Monday when I drop new videos. And if you love more free content, I am the co-host of the Better Events podcast with fellow event pro Mary Davidson. We drop new episodes every Wednesday, and these are a bit longer form. So if you have had your interest piqued by one of my shorter videos, I highly encourage you to listen to it wherever you listen to podcasts. We also have a YouTube channel, so if you're a YouTube lover, you can watch our video along with it or just have it playing in the background. But it is a great resource for all of us so that we can all learn how to create, host, and attend better events. So like I teased, one of the gaps I see in the management area is there's a lot of long-term strategies out there, but often in the event world, we are put in situations where we have to manage people for the day, or we have to manage people for the week, or some of my events that I do some pre-production for, the longer term planning, I have to manage a team for 3 months or 6 months. And these are 4 tips that I have found that I love both as someone who is managing me, and then I've applied to my own management style when it comes to working with teams. So my first tip as a manager is to set expectations up front. So this is like we're during the hiring process or maybe your initial ask, making sure you're getting ahead of asking about key dates or times or responsibilities, and that just helps set everybody on the right foot. And for example, this could be just setting expectations of, hey, can you help me with this event? It's going to include the event day from 9 to 5 and a rehearsal the day before from 2 to 4. Do those work for you? Or it could be, the client loves to meet every Mondays and Wednesdays. How does that work for your schedule? I have found the more you kind of talk about these expectations, it helps. I have personally been burned sometimes when I've made assumptions. So as a manager, I try to make it as explicit as possible when I'm talking with people about what I expect from them, what they can expect from me and this project. Because so many times, it doesn't matter if you've been in the same role again and again and again, every client can be different and every event can be different. So just setting those expectations up front and being explicit will set you up for success. So my next tip is about how you organize the information that you're giving to your team. So this is something where I love to do is to keep everything in one place, like one master doc that holds all the information you need. If you really do need to create some separate documents, make sure that master doc has all the links in it. So it's one link, one place that your team can go to for all of the pertinent information. No one likes a million links. I've been on the receiving end of this, and I learned then I copied that method when I was working with folks. So I have had to adjust my own personal process to do this. But since making that adjustment, it has made everything 100 times easier, not just for me as the manager of the group, but also for the folks in my group. And again, I can't take credit for coming with this on my own. I had people give me feedback that it was too many links, too many different places of information. And since doing that, I noticed other people, it's easier just to create a million different links for a million different places. But having one master document that's got your who, what, when, where, your timeline, your contact list, all of those can be, I love a good Google sheet with different tabs so you can still have a separation of information, but it's all in one place. I often have a tab that is like master links, and that's where I put all my links or logins or anything for that event that my team needs to know, because then you're only giving your team one link to find your source of truth for everything event related. And my third tip would be to schedule a post-event debrief during your pre-planning process. My post-event debrief is kind of my secret sauce, and I have a whole video about how you plan a perfect event. Hint, it's usually afterward and helps you create perfect events in the future, but schedule this debrief while you're still pre-planning, because once you've done the event, you might be tired or you're elated or you all scatter and go to your different events and your different jobs that you're doing. So it's easier to try to get your schedules aligned ahead of your event by saying, hey, the Friday after, we're going to have a 30-minute meeting. This also gives you a natural kind of ending for your team, especially if you're utilizing freelancers or contractors. And like that first point of setting expectations, this then gives them an expectation of, oh, I am going to have to give them feedback, or I'm going to have to do something after the event day. If this isn't possible for you because of scope with your team or something like that, then try to collect feedback for them before they've left. I don't find that to be as efficient. Most of us are tired. My other alternative would be if you don't have time to be able to have a meeting with people, you can send out a post-event survey. I use a Google form and I now put it all in one spreadsheet. So one form, but you just insert the name of the event there. And then that puts all the information that I've gathered in one spreadsheet. Because while you as the manager might think you know everything that's going on, your team is your most valuable asset because it's very helpful to see what they notice through their eyes, maybe some challenges or fires that they put out without you even knowing, but would be helpful for you to know moving forward. So I would say schedule it ahead of the event day so you have it on the calendar. But if you're not even doing a post-event debrief, please do a post-event debrief. Your future you will thank you. And my last one about how to manage a team for your next event is to thank your team. Again, I talked about at the end of the event, you're tired or you're elated or you all scatter to the other ends of the earth to do your next event. But make sure you pass along any positive feedback that you've gotten from your clients. This is a note I've recently been taking into my account in the last year or so. And it is fun because I forget sometimes if I'm the client-facing person and then I'm working with a team of 3 other people, they might not hear all of that. So it's helpful to make notes of any positive shout-outs or emails and kind of read that out to your team at your post-event debrief. I also love a handwritten thank you card. If you've worked with me, you know I love to write those. They're really, really fun. And I know I personally appreciate them whenever I receive them. So I just try to emulate what I would like. Maybe you're not a handwritten card person, but even just like a bar of chocolate, or you could buy people a gift card somewhere that just says thank you and you appreciate them for their time. It might be controversial because you're paying them to be there, but I tend to do this no matter how long the event is. I'll probably do more than just a card if it's a multi-day event, if the person's been working with me on a couple months. But the super low hanging fruit for this, especially if your event's already done and gone and you're like, Logan, it was a month ago, I don't know what to do now. You can always buy them a virtual gift card. I often do Starbucks gift cards because everybody needs coffee every so often or a snack. I have some people I know who are not coffee people, so then I've done like Chipotle or some other restaurant they like. It's really applicable to anyone who lives anywhere in the country, so that's super, super easy. But if you know you have a local team, you can always support one of your local small businesses by going in and getting, a $10 gift card or a $15 gift card or upwards of that if it depends on how big your event was. But that's what I've got for you for how to manage your team for your next event. So set expectations, keep everything in one place, do not overwhelm your team with links. Schedule that post-event debrief before your event's even over. You'll have it on the calendar for after the event, but get it on the calendars before your event's started. And then don't forget to thank your team because they will appreciate it and that will help you build stronger and better teams for your future events, no matter if you're an internal company or you're an external contractor. I promise you these things will make a difference. That's all I have for you folks. I'm Logan Clements, freelance event producer. This is another installment of my favorite tips and tricks when it comes to event planning, running your own business, a little bit of Zoom in there, and some production. I drop new videos every single Monday. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.